Friends, welcome to this video, which will certainly be the most important series I've ever made on my channel.
Welcome to my new challenge, under 9 minutes on a bug ring.
So why is this new video series certainly the most important on my channel? For one single good reason, it's the first time I'm challenging myself. Get a completely unremarkable car that's not in great shape, build bug ring, set a time under 9 minutes and go back home. But this challenge won't be easy because it will be difficult. First, we need to make the car we'll use to beat this time as reliable as possible. We're also discussing a personal record going under 9 minutes on the bug ring. The second challenge will be to manage to complete the lap.
Because the on a bug ring, for those who don't know, is an open one-way toll road. That means anyone can access it.
And sometimes the road is a little bit crowded. It can go up to almost 400 cars at the same time. So to manage to do a lap in under 9 minutes, there can't be any yellow flags, so no accidents. The road shouldn't be too crowded and the track has to be open. Sometimes the track could close within the first 5 minutes after a big crash, even after just one lap. As I was saying, there's another difficulty. It's about designing a car that's both fast enough to go under 9 minutes and highly reliable. So the choice of the car was really crucial. And no, I was going to say it was thought out, but actually not at all. To try to break this record, I obviously won't be alone. I'll try to prepare the car myself as much as possible. If I ever face major difficulties, Thibaut, my partner in all my projects, will help me. Above all, he will also try to succeed in this challenge. Because let's be honest, he's clearly better than me at handling the wheel, in grip driving, even in drifting actually. So he will also try to get under 9 minutes. I think now it's time to show you the car I chose to try to take on this challenge. You might not understand right away why. A Saab 900 New Jersey. So why a Saab? I've been interested in the brand for 2 or 3 months for several reasons. I knew about the brand before, but I hadn't really looked into it to find out the little details, information about the engines and all that stuff. One evening, while talking with Pix, Anthony Perrier's editor and my friend, he mentioned he'd studied Saabs. Yeah, it's because of me. Yeah, it was me. And we talked all evening, and that's when something started happening inside me. Interest, questions, curiosity about the brand. That's when I began studying the subject and things got out of hand. This car has a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo engine. That's already great news. First of all, for those who don't know, Saab is unfortunately a car brand that no longer exists. A very, very good fighter jet manufacturer, but also a very good car manufacturer, but unfortunately it didn't have the expected success. Even though for a while they were still at the top. The engine you see here, as I was saying, is a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo. That's already its big advantage, it's that it's equipped with a turbo. So when you say turbo, you mean forced induction, which means the possibility of modifying the power. What's really interesting is that in '94, Saab introduced the B204 engine, now considered the brand's most reliable and indestructible. This engine can handle 450 horsepower in stock form, but that's not our plan, because the surrounding expenses and modifications would make the project financially unmanageable. Other engines like the B205 followed and were reliable and robust, though slightly less so over the years. We reached engines limited to 200-250 horsepower in turn stock, but this one is truly the holy grail. Change the turbo, add injectors and a big fuel pump, and you get 350 horsepower instantly. We're not going to go that far. We're going to try to unlock it. That means I'll maybe get 230, 240, 250 horsepower at most. This way, the car needs fewer major modifications. To give you an idea of this car's condition, this Saab 900 new generation has 312,000 kilometers. It starts and runs poorly, but it works. I have no maintenance history or idea what's been done to this car. We'll begin with an initial inspection, top off all fluids, and perform as much maintenance as possible. We'll also fix minor issues that aren't working. The previous owner mentioned 2 or 3 small things that need attention. So we're going to start by restoring and repairing it, let's say, because I'd also like to drive it a little bit every day. That will allow me to know the future expenses to expect and to understand the mechanics of this car a little better. It's a manual and front-wheel drive. I hadn't mentioned that. Originally, it had 185 horsepower. Now that we've introduced the car, let's proceed as usual. We're going to gently drive it over to my little garage. And so, we're going to take a look together at the condition of the engine, check the fluids, and see what we can plan in terms of maintenance and preparation. We forgot to talk about something on this car. And as you know, when it comes to acquiring a vehicle, I will never ask you to contribute to the purchase. That's normal. You don't have to pay for my cars so that I can enjoy them.
First, what we're going to do is check the fluids. I'll look at the oil, brake fluid, and coolant.
If necessary, we'll note and record it. The first thing I noticed is the accelerator pedal. It's really soft. The cable seems really loose, so I'll check it first. Testing it while it's loose would bother me. Big problem too. I'm having trouble with fifth gear. That is, when I try to put it in fifth, the gear lever goes way too far to the right. You have to bring it back, search a bit, then engage fifth gear. That's already a problem. I'm telling you this, not because I've driven it, but because I check things like oil level when buying a car. Well, that's good already. I can't find the level. Maybe that's lucky. Oh yes, okay, it's on the cap. That's old school. All right, first, let's wipe everything down. First of all, this one doesn't look disgusting. There's a bit missing. Do I have everything to drain it here? No, I don't have the filter because I already ordered the parts a week ago.
It's been at my place for a week. I was supposed to get the oil filter today.
I see the turbo right there. The cap system is really weird. Next, the brake fluid cap. Ah, it doesn't look very good. We'll drain it. And the water. We'll drain the water too. Anyway, we're going to do everything to it. That way at least we'll have peace of mind. It doesn't look very good, but at least there's enough in there, so we can try it out. Let's do a general car checkup. We'll start it, since I heard a strange noise earlier when entering the garage. I'm going to start it up again to try to see where it's coming from. I don't know. I hear something like an air hose noise. There. Maybe it's a roller. Well, okay, maybe it's a roller. Wow, damn, but what's in there? Ah, come on, don't tell me there's another creature in there. There we go. Come on, you can't really think there's something under there. It definitely needs a good wash. I want to get rid of that. I'm starting to get tired of cars with animals in the engine. I don't think there's anything there, but there was for sure. That's certain. There was something. I'm going to put in the engine flush. I'm going to let it run for a bit. I don't have the DADR. Oh, damn, it's not nice. We'll drain everything, but I'll do that on the lift at the garage. I'll just maybe do the oil change here, so that's done. And I'll do the rest on the lift. At least that way, I won't be too bothered. I'll also take a look at the air filter, and the car has a problem. The ventilation isn't working. I think I heard there were some fan problems around the windshield cowl. Sorry. Great, now everything's a mess. I'll try turning the engine by hand to loosen it. That's probably it. But it's crazy, look. Full Strutbach. That's stock, that's crazy. Honestly, I think this car has a lot of potential that's really underrated, and yes, for those wondering, it used to be green. I'm not sure if I'm right or where this project is headed, but I wanted to try a sand color. We'll see if it works. For now, I don't think it's a bad choice. Even minor details, believe it or not, matter. When I say 9 minutes under the Nürburgring, you might definitely go check the current lap times on the Nürburgring to get an idea. Can or can't? It's a lap time I set with a buddy of mine, Senna, who goes to the Nürburgring very often. And I told him, man, look, the car, I have this power target. What lap time do you recommend? I announce. He looked at it, and basically around 9 minutes, you'll find cars like, for example, an SLK 230. 4-cylinder supercharged engines with approximately 200 HP, like a Grand Touring 86 845. We're pretty much in the right category, except there's something to point out. A Grand Touring 86 does 845 at the Nürburgring, only with a pro driver familiar with the track. I've only driven on the track 4 times, so I'm nowhere near a Nürburgring expert. Plus, the track is closed. That means there's no traffic. I'll have to deal with traffic, and I'm not a pro driver, so honestly, 9 minutes is still quite a challenge. I just discovered something I need to show you. Look at this cable. I don't know where it goes yet. This. That's something. That's beautiful. I don't know where that's going, but oh well. No check engine light on the car for now. That's a pretty good sign. I'm working on the windshield wipers. I'm trying to fix the ventilation. I'll spare you the details on that. I'll let you know if I find the solution. Nothing interesting, just taking apart the windshield cowl and wipers, running the engine, then reassembling and testing. I'll let you know if it works. It didn't work. Too bad. It could have. The fan motor was really stuck. I'll try to show you, but it's hard to access. I basically just took it all apart. And you see the fan, it's over there, and it was really stuck. I tried turning it by hand. When I restart the car, there's a noise from over there, but it still won't spin. I'm still going to try taking it apart. I have a feeling this isn't going to be easy, but I'm going to try anyway. Because I'd like to take it out to see if the little metal brushes inside aren't worn out. You know, if I can try to fix the motor. So I'm going to try to do that. But it's not a sure thing, because the accessibility here is really no joke. At least it's better than dismantling the entire dashboard. So, sorry about the total mess on the workbench, but that's it. I finally managed to get this motor out. So yes, indeed, it's not very pretty, and it's really badly seized up. So I know we can... Wow, inside. I know it's available as a spare part, but I want to see if I can fix it since I've repaired similar engines before. I admit I want to give it a try. It's really seized up. Well, first I'll start by giving it some power to see if it reacts or not. So now, what I'm going to do is connect this directly to the little NL battery. So it's 18 volts. It's going to give a little jolt. We'll see if it reacts. But normally it's 12 volts, but I don't have a 12 volt battery. I'm going to try it this way and see what happens. Don't try this at home. Just a warning. Okay, it works. Well, so the fan is far from being dead. I think I just ruined my battery. Well, that's a good sign. The fan is not dead at all. Sorry, it's a bit hot, but it's extremely stuck. So now, I'm going to think about how to unstick it. I think that besides just tossing it, I should try to take it apart. The propeller, so I can get inside and clean everything. Everything is filthy and disgusting. I'll try cleaning with brake cleaner. No parts need replacing. Only one part needed repair. I cleaned it as well as I could. It's still a bit oxidized, but at least around the magnets and brushes, everything is clean. Now, I'm going to grease it up a lot, but there's still a bit of resistance there. Let's be honest, you can feel that it's... I'm going to have to grease it up a lot, I think, and run it a little bit. I'll try to find a 12-volt battery. So now I'm going to put silicone everywhere just to make sure it stays. Let's load it up here. I think resistance remains due to the magnets, but now... what I'm going to try, though, is to turn on the fan and check the resistance, too, to see if I'm really getting 12 volts. A nice resistor. I managed to take this apart. Basically, here is where the big connector was, and here are the two small pins for the fan, for the motor. I cleaned everything as best I could, though it was tough because it was extremely oxidized. Before realizing it could be disassembled, I tested the voltage directly and measured between 2 and 5 volts. It fluctuated, which was weird and confusing. So I connected it directly. Let me show you. There you go. My multimeter is directly connected to the main output of the fan. And when I turn on the ignition, I'll show you again. I'm turning the ignition back on. There we go. I connected them incorrectly. My mistake. But I have 12 volts, so we're good so far. The problem doesn't go any further. There we go. That's already really good news. So now, what I need to figure out is why it's oscillating. So in there, it's not just some kind of connector adapter. I'm not sure if you can see it in the middle in blue, but there's a tiny resistor. I don't know what it's for. But now that I've cleaned everything, I'm going to try plugging it back in and testing again. See how many volts I get, and maybe even connect the fan to see if it starts. Because I'm starting to think that the little resistor I have there, for me it's normal, it's the magnet. So we're going to give it a try and keep our fingers crossed. I've made a little progress, but it's complicated. Actually, this whole time I didn't understand. I did several tests. As I mentioned, the main power supply for the ventilation outputs, 12 volts. And as soon as I plug in this little thing here, which is supposed to act as a resistor or a dimmer, everything goes haywire. So I get 0.245 and 0.2 volts. It goes completely haywire. And basically, it's pretty weird because normally on the ones that don't have automatic air conditioning, you have a big resistor here, you see. I have automatic air conditioning, so the resistor is different from the common €15 one found online. Obviously, this one is much harder to find. There's just, you see here, there, I'm circling it with a red dot, the little blue resistor there. That's the only electronic component between the 12-volt input and the fan connectors that go here, sorry. So, there's a problem with this little resistor. It took me a while to realize, but the problem clearly starts there. So either I try to find out what the resistor is and get a new one, but that doesn't seem easy. Or I tried to find that part, but it doesn't seem easy either. Actually, before I start anything in terms of prep or anything else, I want everything to work properly. And that was really the first thing, because right now it's still summer, it's really, really hot, and I really wanted to drive it, but to drive it with air conditioning, especially since it has air conditioning, I'm going to go home, and I'm going to try to find that part. I have the info about what kind of resistor needs to be used. I'm not upset, but I have the feeling that this part is going to be hard to find. Worst case, I can make it myself. So that's not a big deal. For now, I'm going to put this on hold. I'm going to leave it like this because I'm not going to reassemble the engine and everything. What matters for now is that this engine works. This one's fine, just minor electronic issues. So I'm going to try to find this part and I'll get back to you when I've found it or if I've made it myself. See you in a few days. So this is the famous, somewhat weird part that manages ventilation. Obviously, a part like this for automatic air conditioning is impossible to find now. It's no longer available. It's not made at all anymore. And surprisingly, it's much simpler in design than the ones with manual air conditioning. And for the manual air conditioning, there are millions of them online. I bought one because I thought I'll buy one for the manual air conditioning. I'll modify it and see if it works. I didn't have to look far to find one. It's right here. Let's get back to this resistor. As you can see, on this resistor, there's all this underneath.
I'll show you. If the focus isn't done properly, it's absolutely useless.
The whole top, the entire upper part here of the resistor looks identical, except that there are some extra connectors inside, but that doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do is grab it with the little Dremel, and I'm going to cut all of this, all those big resistors that are soldered on it. I'm going to cut everything so that aesthetically and functionally, let's say, it goes back to looking like the one I had on the car. All this so that, again, let me see if I can show you the little resistor that's right here, which for me is the one causing the problem. All right, let's modify it. There you go. Now my part, technically speaking, looks like the original one. All right, I'll set everything up and we'll see if it works. There's trouble and changes. And you're going to yell, why? Because a lot happened and I didn't film it.
Actually, I had a visit from a friend of mine that I don't see often, so I kept tinkering automatically and I stopped filming.
However, he still took a picture of me as a joke, so I could actually show you what I was doing. I reassembled everything, the windshield, wipers, and it's all fine, though not everything went as planned. Basically, the little resistor that I had cut, I installed it in the car, and the ventilation worked. Incredible. Except that I didn't have any gradual control over the ventilation. That is to say, how can I put it, just the first two low speeds. When I switched to third speed, it jumped to full power. From level 3 to 7 or 8, there was no gradual control. I began questioning it. You noticed a tiny resistor on the small part. I looked on the internet and I realized that actually this resistor, unfortunately, is not at all the same as on my original part. On my original part, it's bigger. It's an original 10 mega ohm resistor. I'll be honest, I don't really understand the technical details. And the one that was on Voco's part wasn't a 10 mega ohm resistor, since it's not supposed to be the part made for a car with automatic air conditioning, just to remind you. I had a box right there, you see, with lots of resistors inside. Except that unfortunately the biggest resistor in there is 1 mega ohm. And the resistor I needed was 10 megohms. It's literally impossible, unfortunately, to find a 10 megohm resistor in a store on a Saturday. So I thought, well, just to try, I'll take the 10 megohm resistors I have and I'll connect them in series. That is, I soldered the 10 resistors one after the other, as you can see in the photo right now. And that made a sort of little resistor train that I obviously insulated with tape and heat shrink tubing. And I even added terminals just in case, I don't know, if there was a positive or negative direction to see if I could get some adjustability. Also, with the old one, before adding the resistors, Econ mode, the air conditioning off economy mode, and automatic mode didn't work. It didn't work. So maybe that's because it wasn't detecting the right resistors. And now I'm going to show you what we have. So I turn the key, the ventilation turns on, and now, as you can see, the Econ mode is working, the automatic mode, and here, as you can feel, well, you can't feel it, but I do have the ventilation working. Is it running? Yeah. Are the fans running? Yeah, your thing is running, yeah. And I'm really happy about that. That's it, it's working. On the other hand, the air conditioning isn't working, so I'm going to take advantage of that with a kit I have to try to recharge the air conditioning just to see, because it's completely empty. I pressed on the valve and absolutely nothing comes out, so the air conditioning system is totally empty.
I also took the opportunity to do something else. I changed the oil in the car. Look, here, inside, you'll see.
Motel's famous engine flush was absolutely necessary after 312,000 kilometers. So that's what the oil looks like once it's out of the engine. Really black and really dirty, because the engine flush, as I mentioned, is what allows you to clean out everything inside your engine. The old oil filter, I can't turn it over, but it's a Cara 4 one. Car 4, thank you. Thank you very much for putting that in. Me, I put this in. I don't know what they used to give me once again, but I use Pure Flux. I saw a video of a guy who actually has fun opening a bunch of oil filters, and it turned out that Pure Flux were the best. It doesn't cost much more than a regular filter. I paid around $6 or $7 for it. I also changed, of course, under the windshield cowl, the cabin filter and the air filter.
This way, I have peace of mind and need good filtration.
And the main fluid, the engine oil. I haven't even given you a tour of the car yet. I picked up on that last time. I haven't shown you a bit of the bodywork condition or the interior condition, and especially the features unique to a Saab that made me literally fall for this brand. So I'm going to show you a few little features just to show you why I fell for this brand. First of all, I already think this is cool. But the most important thing is this little button you see here, the one labeled black panel. I'll turn on the ignition for you. Even just turning on the ignition is something special. You see the key on a Saab. Now, I have this boot here. It's just because I'm fixing another problem. I'll tell you about it later. The ignition key on a Saab is right here. As you can see, I'm in off, but can't remove the key. Actually, to pull out the key, you have to put it in reverse gear, then you can remove the key. Otherwise, you can't. And what's really clever is that when you've put it in reverse and removed the key, you can't take it out of reverse anymore. So your car actually can't be stolen. So already, just removing, there you go, that's 501, cool little thing. The Neiman here, I find it incredible. I take it out of reverse and will now show the black panel, turning on the ignition. Let's turn off the air conditioning. It's more noticeable at night, but during the day, it's not as impressive. Here, for example, it already says info display. It says turn on first stop when you look. This will fully lift the car. Just brake and the functions activate. This is the onboard computer. It's wild. You can see the remaining range and current consumption. Earlier, it was running even while stopped. It shows 20 liters, but that's not the real consumption. We'll reset it to 0. Here's the outside temperature. I think some versions, I'm not sure if mine does, the experts can tell me, let you display multiple pieces of information. For example, the coolant temperature, the oil temperature. I'm not sure that on this system identification, that's what it's called. On this version, I can do that, but that's not a big deal. We'll come back to it later. The black panel, basically. The black panel is when you're driving at night, everything is black. Look, I'm pressing it. So I'll show you. Let's start. There we go. We turn on the lights. Take a good look at the outline.
It turns off.
And the odometer too, and the onboard computer too. And actually, it's to avoid obstructing your view. I love it. I'll show you at night in another video or right after this one. Watch what happens when you press it again. Everything lights up smoothly, including the air conditioning. Then it turns off. And it turns back on gradually. What's really cool is that when you drive at night, all your gauges, fuel, water temperature, and more come back on slowly and gradually. That's where you see Sable is inspired by aviation. It's great. I love these details. Now I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to vacuum it. It's filthy, so I'm going to give it a good vacuum inside and outside. As for the bodywork, let me remind you, I can't remember if I mentioned it, but the car has been repainted. Normally it's green, but now it's grey. The bodywork is fine. Except here, the door is a bit dented. Overall, it's okay. I have a broken light here. I have a few slightly damaged items, but overall, it was still okay. There are some small dents here and there, of course. That won't stop me from finishing my challenge and going under 9 minutes by the standards. Bodywork is for the weak. I'm focused on performance. Friends, we're back on board the superb Saab 900 new generation. It's a few days later. The car is vacuumed, the car is cleaned, the car is spotless, it's perfect. Believe it or not, the car has been driven a lot since then. I gave it to my wife, the Countess the driver, so she could drive it and report back to me. This is my first official time driving it myself. I'll review what she told me, and together we'll find any possible driving issues. First, she told me that the suspension was really bad. It was knocking all over the place. There were probably some dead bushings here and there. It's no big deal. We'll install 4 coilovers and inspect the chassis once it's on the lift at the garage. The second thing she told me is that with the turbo, when she floors it, she feels the turbo spool up, but it fluctuates a bit like this. So it's possible that the valve controlling the turbo pressure is faulty. I noticed that this is actually a pretty common problem with this valve, so I have a good idea of what's going on, don't worry. I already know what I have in store for it. Let's test it first to see. Yes, you can feel it while driving, the car does. It's not linear, so actually the valve might have a problem. When driving, it isn't too noisy. It's okay, no need to exaggerate. The brakes. It vibrates, it's dead, and the alignment is clearly off. The steering wheel isn't straight, the clutch is gone. The 5th gear in the gearbox was slipping. I can't recall if I mentioned it, but I think I did. It was just a little plastic piece there under the boot that was missing. It had just fallen into the center console, so it was no problem. I fixed it for free in 5 minutes. Fortunately, people in the Facebook group know, and they're amazing, a community of passionate enthusiasts. You answered my question, and I really appreciate that. I think I'll enjoy being part of this community. The air conditioning works, but there appears to be a leak in one of the hoses. I tend to think that I'll be able to fix the air conditioning. What else can I tell you? It runs well. It's a Swedish car. Turn signals, lights, and windshield wipers all work. Honestly, it's very pleasant. It's 30 degrees. United Driver recorded a consumption of 10.4 liters, knowing the tank already had 50% ethanol. That's pretty decent. I drive a Yukon at 24 liters per 100, but it's honestly pleasant and comfortable to drive. We're settled in. It works well, so I'm not going to make a ton of acceleration videos for you because there's no point. We're already on open roads mainly. Since the car has a turbo issue, I'm heading home. I suggest we tinker a bit with this valve and also adjust the dump valve a little, then go try it out again. I think now it's going to be different. Well, this is when things are going to get serious. Or when things fall apart. Let me show you. There, I just checked the APC valve. That's it. See? It has 3 air hoses, one to the wastegate, one to the turbo, and one to the intake tube. I'm not sure what it's for, and I won't ask. It's broken anyway, so I suggest removing the hoses. I'm okay when needed. So the hose that goes to the turbo and the hose that goes to the wastegate. And I just found this in my garage. A small AliExpress pressure valve to manage boost. Also, right before I turned on the camera, I did this. This is the original dump valve that vents back into the intake. I put in a screw, hooked it up there and left it open. That way it acts as an external dump valve and it'll be fun. We're not handling the fuel tap the usual way. I have this too. I have an old, completely archaic turbo pressure gauge where you just hook a hose up to the back to see how much pressure there is. That'll be perfect for monitoring the boost. Except I don't actually know how much boost I can put in there at most without changing any other parts. So we're not going to do things recklessly. It would be a shame to break the engine. So I'm going to contact a sand expert directly to find out how much pressure I can put in at most without adding any other parts. Can you tell me how much maximum pressure I can put in my Saab 900 new generation with the B200 4L engine? as the highest turbo pressure without changing any other parts.
So, to sum up, without changing any other parts, you can increase the turbo pressure of your Saab 900 new generation B200-4L engine up to about 0.9 to 1 bar, which is roughly 13 or 14 pounds per square inch. Beyond that, you risk issues with detonation or safety cutoffs from the engine control unit, especially if the mixture isn't enriched or the ignition isn't adjusted. So, stay around 1 bar to remain in a safe zone.
Thank you. ChatGPT, you're really an expert in tuning Saab 900 EHAs.
Gladly, I enjoy discussing these topics, especially about Saab. Don't hesitate to ask if you have more questions or need information. I'm here for you.
Don't worry, I won't hesitate. The car expert spoke. ChatGPT said to use 900 grams and a maximum of 1 bar. Well, we'll start by putting in 900 grams, knowing that originally we're at 0.55, 0.6, so between 550 and 600 grams. We'll start with 900 grams and try it out. So, I don't know if you'll see much, but I'll try to show you as best as I can. The valve has wastegate labeled on one side. So, my wastegate hose is this one. So, wastegate and turbo, that's it, quite simply. We'll use better clamps since the hoses are too big now. Anyway, just to reassure you, I'm only doing this for testing and for fun. In any case, I'll put adapters for hoses of the right size, because right now, this isn't working at all.
This isn't a permanent fix, trust me. As I said, I'll still do things right.
It may seem unbelievable, but you know what I mean. We're enjoying this car. I'll install the pressure gauge. So I'm going to try to get a pressure reading from somewhere. I think there's one on the throttle body. It's stupid because on the original metal pipe, there's a little nipple sticking out. It looks like it was welded back on, like I could have gotten a pressure reading from there. To grind it off, I need to remove the metal piece to prevent it from falling into the intake, which isn't ideal. I might have a small hose. So I'll tap into this to get the information. I'm taping this crudely to the windshield because I don't want to figure out how to run the hose neatly inside the cabin right now. Eventually, it'll be neat and on the dashboard. For now, we're just going to wedge it in the wiper so I can actually see what I'm doing. We'll test it again. There, I found my hose. Honestly, sometimes it's just fun to mess around like this. Sometimes you work on serious cars, focusing hard, dealing with complexity, and spending a lot. And sometimes, you know, when you understand a bit about how mechanics work, messing around with cheap cars like this or making some silly modifications, let's be honest, it feels good. It lets you have a laugh. That's it, we're having fun here. Careful, don't take this seriously. I'm just messing around a bit. Sorry if the view is limited, I just need to keep it from getting pinched by the hood. Actually, I think I can simplify it more. I'll put it in the cabin. Hold on, I'll let you know when it's done. There we go, it's done. The situation is under control. It was handled by a professional. Here we have my little sensor for the pressure reading. It goes over the intake piping. Then it comes here, it's secured with a small clamp, it runs along the windshield bay. Second, ultra important securing point with badass ultra resistant American heat tape, whatever you want. It goes here, it comes there. Now I'll attach the gauge directly to the dashboard so I can see it. And normally, I should have my pressure right in front of my eyes. We'll start with, of course, the valve at 0. So, turn the boost all the way to the right. There you go, now it's at 0. And little by little, I'll increase it until I get a stable bar. Let's go. Here we go for the first try. So now, the pressure valve is completely open. So there's no boost. We're on the original wastegate pressure. Let's see how much I have. Slight acceleration already, that's good. Let's just do a third gear pull. Here we go.
I have 800 grams.
That's odd, my info might be wrong, or the original car emits 800 grams, not 500 or 600. That's strange. Well, in any case, it no longer has the oscillation effect. That's for sure. That's odd. When I release the gas, it drops to -3 bars, but it shouldn't have negative pressure. I'll stop now. I'll add some pressure and see what happens. At idle, it's -2, which is odd. I'll check it out. I'm going to put a little bit up to 1 bar, and we'll see already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on, let's put 5 notches and see. At any moment, I could blow the engine on the first acceleration. Let's go. Let's test again. We'll try in second gear, ready to cut off quickly just in case. Oh, wow. Yeah, it jumps above 1 bar. 5 notches was risky. I'm really doubting the reliability of my pressure reading here. I'm an idiot right now. Yeah, 1.5 bar. Okay, damn. What an idiot. It's pounds per square inch, not bars. Oh, I'm fed up. The car had 8 pounds per square inch. That's 550 grams, so it's fine. Actually, it works. Damn, what an idiot. Oh, there we go. I just can't go over 14.5. Okay, I'm going over. I'm at 15, I'll lower it. Put in 5 notches, taking out 2. I'm such an idiot. I didn't see that it was in pounds per square inch. 1 and 2, yeah, that's good. I thought the same. -2 and negative felt huge to me. Oh, that's burning. Oh, damn, it works. Oh, yeah, that's good. We're at 14 now, so that's good. We're at 1 bar, a little less, 0.9. We're staying under 14 now. I'll try accelerating in second gear again, since it keeps me within the speed limits. Oh, but this is fun now. Yeah, oh.
It's working like crazy.
This engine has 400 horsepower and plenty of torque. You can really have fun with it. It really goes. Here, I'm in 4th gear. I'm accelerating again. Oh yeah, that's perfect. I'm at 14 pounds per square inch. Spot on. If I go 1 notch higher, I'll exceed 15. I'll stay like this. 14 pounds per square inch, perfect. That's 960 grams, it's just perfect. Really funny, huh? Yeah, oh, but you know it's working now, right? And the dump 2, it's hilarious. It's so stupid. I could break everything now. Shit! But it works great. I didn't even mean to leave like an idiot. Ah, that's so funny. Yeah, well, it's good. This ride already makes me happy just for that. All right, that'll do for the Ronta. I suggest we meet on the bridge to check out what's wrong with the chassis, the engine mounts or whatever, because I think I might already have some worn out engine mounts or something, because when I accelerate, there's quite a bit of vibration. I doubt it's the drive shafts. We'll put it on the lift and check. Anyway.
This car is a lot of fun for me.
We came to see Jeremy. I'm not sure if you've seen him on the channel yet or will soon, but you'll see him in a chaser video where, unfortunately, I put him in an awkward situation.
We came to his place. Thanks again.
Because he's just next to my place and Thibaut was on vacation. So actually, we came to see him. It's been a while since we last saw each other. So we said, come on, let's put it on the lift at his place directly to take a look. So I'm going to try to see where the air conditioning leak is. And at the same time, I'll check out the condition of the chassis with you, which is potentially, from what I understand, a bit corroded. So we'll see what it looks like then. All right, well, Jeremy is heading out to check the car to see if he notices anything or whatever. After that, we'll check together if there are any urgent things to do. I'm telling you, I just did the oil change. I checked a bit, that's it. I installed the boost valve earlier.
The engine sealing isn't great?
No, but I'll handle the valve cover gasket and anything else visible. There's clearly an exhaust leak. You can hear it.
There's coolant seeping around the water flange, I think, and also near the thermostat.
Okay, all right.
They took that from BMW. Yeah, from BMW. You saw that, yeah.
No, after that, the rest, yeah, there's the valve cover gasket, that's, yeah.
And then it bites, but it's okay, it's really easy to do. I think I might have a pulley or something that's squeaking a bit. Sometimes when it's cold in the morning, you know, it makes a bit of noise.
You need to remove the accessory and turn it manually.
Yeah, that's it, to listen to the bearings, yeah.
Without that, you can't know which one?
Anyway, I think I'm going to take apart the airbox and the belt. I'll do that too, the accessory belt. It's going to get replaced. I haven't even checked the brakes, to tell you the truth. The discs don't seem to... Yeah, the discs seem...
They're not worn out, you have all 4 tires.
Yeah, the tires. I got new 17-inch rims, which I'll show in another episode, and we're putting on 4 semi-slicks to start. Because 16 is a bit too small. I love these rims, but I have to switch to 17S to put semi-slicks on. We're going to reduce the tire sidewall a bit. I'm so lazy, I don't even check the wheel tightness anymore, even though I used to. 312,000 miles. What a beast. Yeah, I saw.
He's got a lot of miles on it.
Yeah. The right rear wheel bearing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it drives fine after that, you know. Yes, but it makes noise.
But it's a mess, yeah.
But it drives fine. Is
there a left? You can do the left one too. So here, the pads are rubbing against the disc, but there's the bearing in the back.
Yeah. But it runs well, huh? Oh, the line, oh.
The brakes, the pads are fine, but the discs are a bit...
Pitted? They're corroded, yeah.
But, well, there's nothing major. No, the front brake pads are less than halfway worn, and here's your gearbox. There's no bearing. let's say, pivot setback. Because there's also the vertical play.
There, it's the universal joint. I feel like it's moving. Ah, yeah, it's this one. There, at the bottom. Yeah.
Well, it's your arm. You need to change the arm. Oh, it's the whole arm, yeah. Unless you can find an adaptable one. Yeah, just insert it in the arm.
Move it. Yeah, it's moving, it's moving, it's moving. Okay then, it's fine. It just passed inspection and they said it was corrosion. Yeah, well, there are some little... It's okay, it's nothing. I really expected the chassis to be perforated. Honestly, it's fine. Yeah, well, the exhaust line...
Did it scrape?
Yes, obviously. Come on. The rear axle, yes, actually. The rear axle is completely rusted out.
Yes, but that's a mechanical part, so it doesn't involve the chassis.
No.
No. Well, at least as far as the body is concerned.
Yes, so it's confirmed. The shock absorbers are totally original though. Well, at least they're not new. Wow, the exhaust line takes such a wild route. That's over the top. It even goes back over there.
Since there's a big tank to get around it.
Yeah, and it goes over the top. Okay, whoa. What's wrong with it? What? It's not attached?
Be careful, please.
Hot. Yeah, no, I'm not putting it back. Oh, no.
I got it!
It's not tight. It's broken.
Yeah, it's broken because the collar is tightened all the way. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's where the leak is coming from.
If you take it apart, there's a 50% chance you...
Oh no, but there will be a line. Ah, yes, of course. Well, I think we're going to start over. We're going to decatalyze it. We're going to make a pipe. Oh yeah, it's beautiful. It's badly broken. We're going to try to tighten it up. Here we'll put in a pipe, and over there we'll put in a final muffler. Yeah. No. We're gonna redo the whole exhaust line. I was expecting worse, you know.
Yeah, I've seen much worse broken.
Yes. I figured as much. Yeah. No, it's fine. I'm happy. Yeah, because we passed the inspection. My wife took it to the inspection actually, and we saw a bit. Yeah, the brake rhythm and everything. It was worn out, but we're going to get them done quickly. That way we won't have any trouble. Oh well, the fuel filter is easy to do, accessible. Oh, also I wanted to check the engine mount. You know.
No, is it okay? Honestly, no. At least he's fine.
Yeah, there are some small vibrations.
He's flexible, you know, but yeah.
What's this string around it? The safety wire cable? No way.
Volvo, it's the same. They have the same thing. Let me check it out. In case the engine mount breaks, actually, the engine can't just fall out.
Okay. Damn, I've never seen that before.
You see, Volvo engine mounts are similar to most where the engine sits on top, except BMW, which doesn't use this design. Okay, but because there's only one on the right and one on the left, here you have one here, you have one on this side, and you have one on the right. And you have one on the right that's just there, but it's the upper one then.
Thank you very much for your expertise. Anyway, with...
Pleasure.
Come on, let's take it back down. We're back home and I have some really good news. The air conditioning is fixed. I'm so happy.
Jeremy said to check the right side of your air conditioning condenser for a small platform with 2 hoses attached.
He checked both hose seals for me and found the bottom one was worn. I replaced the seals and re-inflated the system. Only one leak. Great. Now I just need to recharge it. I'll buy small kits with canisters to recharge the air conditioning. That should work.
We can enjoy this car since it's hot today, but it's not too bad. The rain made it pretty nice.
What's the goal with this car now? I did the oil change, which is good. That's the minimum. I raised the turbo pressure out of respect for the car. So don't worry, this way of increasing the car's power might shock a lot of people. Don't worry, for San fans or others, it's only temporary. It was mainly to test how the car feels with more performance and stable turbo pressure. Unlike before with the faulty old valve, we'll now do things correctly. You know I get things done when I set my mind to it. So, what's next for this car? First, we'll order the parts I need, like the ball joint we found was completely shot. I bought 4 original sand-colored 17-inch rims, but I can't show them yet since the semi-slick tires haven't arrived. We'll put those tires on soon. Now we'll start the prep and discuss the engine. We'll do a nice tune and adjust the intercoolers. I don't think so. I'll check out of curiosity, but probably won't change the turbo. The stock turbo is sufficient for 250 horsepower. Still, anything could happen since the future is uncertain. If I set it to 300 or 350 because 9 minutes seems too short, honestly, that's a tight time frame. I spoke with several people again. 9 minutes is tough, but we'll try. Anyway, I wanted to thank you 1,000 times for following my adventures, for following my project, for following this Nürburgring project. It's definitely the kind of project that makes me laugh, that I really love, and in the end, it's not that expensive. Well, accommodations of the in which Jean chez Cardinal Magnesi in any case thinks that
Sounds good. Even from our brief talks, it was incredible. You guys are really passionate and intense.
and I like that. Honestly, it's cool because I'm learning a lot about this car. I'm learning a lot about the brand.
Honestly, this brand deserves our attention. Crazy engine, features, and an interesting history. If they had been rear-wheel drives, I can tell you I would have done great things with them. Dear friends, see you soon in the next video.
Bye.